Nazi boot. I saw it all. Man came holier than thou, with demons whispering in their ears as their arms reached for the one true beacon of hope. Crucifix they crucified, and with twisted minds they bent the edges and carved the ends into hooks, injected it with relentless hate, and with the blood of his victims dressed it in red. As at the beginning of Satan's carnation, they twisted the blades of the hook cross, and so began the castration. Defamation led by the dictation of one regime. As my edges dripped with blood, I became king. You see, I take baths in the ashes of poor social classes. The masses would bow. I see public hate through rosy-covered glasses. I'm a virus, blew from the breath of Osiris. Death and torture are the two beasts I reside in, and these beasts are hungry. For every human who should be so unlucky to have black hair and brown eyes, but it's deeper than that. You see, you can call me Gothica or Swastika, whichever one you prefer, or Lucifer, whichever one you prefer. I was born from the Ganges River, pulled from Indian earth and kissed by Hindu and gods. Instilled in me was the intent of peace, fairness, and equality. My hook cross was a circle merely intended to make reference to the circle of life, balance and strife, long lineage, and I've had a hell of a life. So like a heroin addict, my arm was pulled, and as needle came to skin, they pulled out the darkness within. With the turning of time, my hook cross was bent, and edges drilled into hooks as my eyes darkened from the peace in which they took. With the list longer than Schindler's, I built the first ghettos. Don't you remember? Living in squalor and filth and listening to the constant tick, 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 but looking at the clock and not seeing the hand move. Tick, tick, tick. As my men drive you into cattle carts, you pray that the final destination isn't true. Tick, tick, tick. Smelling the breath and the stale air of your counterparts. Auschwitz is in sight, but you're too busy counting the body parts. Tick, tick, tick. Helen Lales, come on, don't move. Tick, 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 boom. But D-Day came too soon. You see, my memorable presence was just the beginning to be branded into the brains of my victims. Like a suicidal scientist, we mixed the wrong concoctions of missiles in Pearl Harbor, ended up drinking from the defeat from the test tubes labeled Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But I'm still a virus, blew from the breath of Osiris. Death and torture are the two beasts I reside in, and these beasts stay hungry. Although we crumble like a nation built on sand dunes, Swastika is coming to a nation near you. My message to you isn't about death and destruction, but one of hate. Such a powerful word, but one that we often negate. No one should be discriminated upon because of race, religion, sex, or beliefs, because if you really think, without a mix of these, we could really bring the nation to its knees, or build it up. But it's hard to teach a mind that is constantly shut. So open it. Spark a fire that needs to be lit, because we can't grow together if we're constantly being split. Thank you.